I've been trying to get music going and it's not working. So as Hank just said, the music will be in our own heads. And if you'd like to use some music in the background, you're welcome to turn something on. I will be using today a strap and a block. So find something that you can use like a belt or a tie, and also a firm cushion or a block that we'll be using for a few of the postures. So as we take a comfortable seat, let's do what we always do, which is go through the layers of ourself and see if we can bring our whole self here. So we want to start with the physical body always. This is the best place to start, is with the tangible. So shift your hips, rock forward and back, and find both of your sitting bones evenly on their support. Feel your feet on your earth, on your mat, on the earth. Maybe hands on the legs. And then when you find this seat, close your eyes and just get an image in your mind of the sitting here, this physical body. Notice what it feels like on the outside of your skin, the temperature, any areas of pain or strain, any discomfort, parts of your body that feel light and easy, that arrive here easily. And then notice what it feels like underneath your skin. You could be on the inside. Is that any different than how your body feels externally? What's going on with your breath, your circulation, the fluids in your body? Let your mind wander to the interior. All the inner workings that we can't see, but we can feel. And then deepen your breath. Push breath deeper in your lungs, into your belly. Knowing that that breath then travels from your lungs through your bloodstream to every single cell of your body. So literally cleansing this space with the inhale and emptying the space with the exhale. The third layer of our bodies, our thinking and our feeling layer. Just notice what language is here for you this morning. There's a lot of busyness and chatter in your mind. Is there music? Are you running a soundtrack? What is the thinking and feeling layer of you doing just in this moment? And never judge, just always notice. And then even more subtle is our wisdom layer, this layer of knowing. No language here, just this sense of knowing. We have a knowing that we're right where we're supposed to be. That all is as it should be in this moment, whether it's sunny or raining, warm or cold, light or dark, hard or easy. It is. So we just enter this space of knowing what is in this moment. And the fifth layer is a little harder to get to. It's the layer of bliss, the layer of connection, transcendence. Maybe in this practice, we'll take a peek into that world. So bring your hands together in front of your heart in this gesture of gratitude and press your hands together firmly. Feel a little bit of strength not only in your hands, but your arms and your chest. Bow your chin softly and just take a moment to set an intention for this time. And then release your hands, sweep the arms up overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch high. As your hands meet, draw them back in front of your chest. And we'll do that 2 more times, just these nice big circles with deep breaths. Hands at the chest again, twist to your right, just a soft twist. Come back to center and twist to your left. Just waking things up, letting the body know we're on our way. Twist again. And center, moving left. Release your hands. Find that strap or band or belt, whatever you can find. Just a light rope will work. Mine's super long, so I'm going to fold it in half. And we're going to take a hold of this strap and stretch it overhead. So your body's making kind of this Y shape or V shape with your arms. You might need to go pretty wide on that band. We're going to take the band down in front and then down and back. So you need to slide your hands wider to get the band behind you. Go ahead and do that. If this creates any pain in your shoulders, definitely make the band longer. Give yourself some slack. We call this shoulder flossing. So think of just flossing your teeth, just kind of getting between the spaces in your shoulders, the place where things build up. Just moving at your own pace. Let's bring the band behind us and we're going to hold in that place that feels a little stiff, a little resistant, and we're going to hover there 3 or 4 inches up and down. Again, no pain. If you come to the point of wincing in pain, soften and release. But definitely come to a place that feels rigid and kind of stuck. There's a fine line between the two. Just hover like you're asking permission. And then go up and over a few more times. The next time that band is overhead, pause right here and lean to your left side. So your torso stays pretty straight, but you're just pulling with your left hand, right arm up a little higher, really clearing some space in that right rib cage. Hold that band with some tension, with some tautness, and then just pull your left arm back and forward. Pull that arm back and forward, and we'll keep that right arm up. Again, just flossing the shoulders, finding those spaces that have a little more stickiness. Good, and then back to center. We'll lean toward the right side. So the left arm becomes this tall anchor and the right arm just moves forward and back. And you're just really feeling into that right shoulder, its limitations and its mobility. You might notice one side has a little more movement than the other. It's just something to notice over time. And then reach both arms up high. Let's go up and over one more time. Just notice to see if there's any, if it's a little easier. And we'll just set that band behind us. Shake out your hands. Rub your hands together. Get some energy flowing between your hands, a little bit of heat. And then with that heat, take your arms open wide. Exhale, come back to center, pull those hands in and rub them. A little wake up, inhale, open wide. Exhale, back to center. One more time. Just waking up, opening wide. Hello, Wednesday. Bring your hands to your knees, sweep your legs around, and we'll find ourselves in a tabletop. Let this block rest right at the top of your mat. We'll come back to that in a bit. Start with cat-cow. We'll do a little variation of cat-cow today. Tuck your toes under so you're stretching the bottoms of your feet. Lift your tailbone, drop your belly, or since this is cow pose, your udders. Lift your chin, pull your shoulders onto your back. Take deeper breaths. Feel into the stretch in the front of your body and the strength in the back. And then slowly change. Tuck the tailbone round your spine, tuck your chin, and pause here. Drastic difference. Now we're stretching the back and we're strong in the front. Once again, lift the tailbone, let your belly drop, chest drop, chin lifts. And then tailbone tucks, spine rounds, chin tucks. Go one more time. Lift into cow and hold. Round into cat and hold. From this rounded place, keep your toes tucked and just hover your knees above the mat. You're going to find some heat building here with those knees hovering, your low belly strong, back open. And then in slow motion, lift your knees, lift your hips, and then press your heels down to the earth. And we're just going to do that again. So we're going to reverse that. Come up on your toes, bend your knees, hover over the ground. Move in slow motion, lift your knees, lift your hips, drop your heels. Maybe even lift your toes. And then go again, lift your heels, dropping knees, hover. And come into downward facing dog. Pedal the heels left and right, shift to feel the outside edges. Notice what your mind is drawn to here. Does your mind notice how strong you are? Does your mind notice how tight your muscles are? Or is your mind noticing the lunch menu? Like, what is your mind drawn to? Follow that. Just kind of pay attention for a moment. Think about what you think about. Go ahead and walk your feet to your hands and come into Ragdoll. So the knees are bent, the belly's on the thighs, hands on the outsides of the elbows. Give a gentle little tug right here. You can nod your head just in that window of your arms. As you gently pull down with your fingers to see if you can feel more length, more space, more breath. Bring your fingertips to the ground or your block and lift up into a flat back. We're going to do the same thing we did in cat and cow. I'd like you to arch your back a little bit more, lift the tailbone, lift the chin, and then reverse that. Tuck your tailbone around your spine. Notice the difference. Strong back, stretching front, and then opposite. Put a bigger bend in your knees, hands to shins, and then help yourself come up with a flat back, arms reach overhead, extended mountain, and bring your hands to your heart. Once again, just bow your chin, reconnect with that intention you set earlier. Deeper breaths. We're going to start moving our bodies more now. So this becomes a moving meditation. Let's take this block and we'll place it just above the knees, and you can have it on any of its sides. Just give you something to hug into at your midline. Hands will stay at heart center for a moment. We're going to inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, sink into chair. Inhale, lift up, tiny back bend. Exhale, sink into chair. Start to bring in some Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. Jai means yay. So Ujjayi is the celebratory, victorious breath. We've achieved victory over the bothersome thoughts. Start to add an opening. Inhale into a star shape and then exhale, sink back low. Let's go a little bit faster, building some heat. And hear that H sound as you breathe. One more time, and we'll stay right here in chair pose. Twist to your right, but don't lock to the knee. Just twist your torso. Come back to center. Twist left. Come back to center, low belly strong. Go each side one more time. And release this block. Take a deep breath, arms overhead. Good, and swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's bring the block right here. I like it on its middle side, about a foot away from the top of your mat. We're gonna let it help us with our vinyasa today. So it's shifting forward into plank pose. You can lower your knees or stay on your toes. We're gonna spin the elbows and lower to right where we touch that block, flip the tops of your feet and lift right up into upward facing dog. So that block keeps you from touching the floor. Look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do that 2 more times, just practicing this up high vinyasa. Shift forward onto your toes, spin the elbows, be on your knees or your toes, lower till you touch and lift. Send your hips back. One more time, vinyasa. Toes, lower, lift, and downward facing dog. Looking forward, feet come right to the inside of that block, fingertips to block, lift halfway up. And exhale, forward fold. Soft knees, rise up, extended mountain, a little back bend, and hands to heart. Take a deep breath, arms reach high. Swan dive, forward fold, fingertips onto the block. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Reach high. And come back to the heart. We'll do that half salutation one more time. Rise up. Ujjayi breath is strong. Forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Rise high. And come back to heart center. Body should be warmer. Sink down into chair. We're going to grab that block again. This time I'm going on the more narrow side. You can choose what feels best to you. Sit low. Invitation to come up onto your toes. Not mandatory, but just check it out. See how that feels. Squeeze tightly on that block. Hands can stay at heart center or reach forward. You might even want them up by your ears. Breathe. Squeeze inward and notice. Body, breath, thoughts. Let it all be here. And then hands to heart, drop your heels, forward fold. Squeeze the block in your forward fold. Imagine spiraling your legs inward so it feels like you could press that block out the back. Just try that. Squeeze in like you're trying to press the block backwards. And see what that does to your forward fold. Might give you a little more space in the back of your legs. Inhale to a half lift. The block goes down to its spot for Vinyasa. Hands plant, downward facing dog. And then we'll take a Vinyasa. Folks, if you want to just come into plank and hold, that's totally fine. If you'd like to flow through Vinyasa, knees or toes, lower until you feel the block, and then lift onto the tops of your feet. Upward facing dog. Hips back, down dog. On your inhale, raise the right leg as high as you can. Wiggle your toes, circle your ankle. As you exhale, we're gonna shift up onto the toes of the left foot. Come all the way forward, bring the knee toward that block. Maybe it touches. Inhale up high again. Exhale, shift and tap. Inhale up high. Exhale, shift forward and step your foot right to the outside of your block. Right to the outside. The back heel is going to drop and both of your hands come to the block. We're going to hold right here for just a second. So see if there's anything stopping your left ankle from pressing into the ground. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Really feel your feet and then lift up into warrior one with that firm base, that solid foundation. Beautiful. Thumbs reach back, chest lifts upward. And then hands to the mat, downward facing dog. Shift forward, you can hold plank or take a Vinyasa. Breathe. When you're ready, left leg comes high, circle the ankle. Just put some movement in your foot. Exhale, knee touches the block or comes close. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck. One more time, reach. And this time, the left foot steps to the outside of that block. Drop the back heel and bring your hands to the block. So just a little more height here, torso lifted. Give yourself the chance to really anchor down into your back ankle. And then rise, warrior one. Imagine having a beach ball in your hands and you're just tossing it back there. Legs are firm and strong. And there's steady breath. One more time, let those hands come to the mat, downward facing dog. And shift forward, either hold plank or roll through Vinyasa. Let that block be your stopping point. In this down dog, folks, let's take our feet wide, the width of the mat. And then there's going to be this little swivel in the hip. So bend one knee and just let your hips kind of shift over to one side. Find that outside edge. Switch sides. Put a big bend in the knee. It comes across the mat. And that outer leg just stretches. Come back to center. Feet close together. Let's walk to the edge of the block. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, fold in half. Grab the backs of your legs and pull yourself deeper. Your body's warm now. It's more like taffy. We should get a little more stretch here. Shift left and right. And then find that block once again, place it just above your knees. Hips sink down into chair pose, hands come up to heart. Woo. Raise your hand if you're warm. Yes, I saw lots of hands there. Okay, squeeze that block extra hard. Come up on your toes if you like. Not mandatory, but fun. You can stay here, reach out, or up. The work is in squeezing the block. That's the most important thing. All the rest is just an accessory. Breathe deep. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Squeeze that block out the back. Inhale to a half lift. Release the block to its spot. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shifting forward, stay here or roll through Vinyasa. Just gonna add on to what we did before. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, touch the knee toward the block. 2 more times, reach up and touch. Reach up. And now the footsteps to the outside of the block. Drop the heel, use the block to help you set your base. And then let's reach up, warrior one. Anchor down through the feet. This time arms will open wide, palms up, and the thumbs reach back. We're flying. See if you can feel this hip flexor and chest stretching. Arms drop behind, and let's take a hold of opposite wrist or elbow. So kind of a ragdoll with your hands behind you. Let your hands press into your low back and then lift your rib cage up. So we're gonna do this self-assist. Press your arms down like you're trying to push your glutes down and pull it up away. Stretch yourself in 2 directions here. Hips forward, shoulders back. Breathe. Release your hands. As we hinge forward from the hips, this block is going to be under our left hand. So go ahead and take it. I'm going to actually put it off the edge of my mat, and I'm lifting my back leg. Right, so let's set that up. And then if that's going your way, we're going to twist to the right, coming up into revolved half moon. Woo! Right hip. Jane, this is for you. If you were in the room with me, I would hear you say, woo! Woo, release the hand, step the left foot back, bring your block to its vinyasa spot, down dog. And then forward, you can hold here or lower to the block, rise up, downward facing dog. Deep breaths. On your inhale, left leg comes high. 3 times we'll tuck forward. Move with your own breath, your own pace. Keep this beautiful, glorious heat. Keeping your muscles more supple. And then the left foot comes to the outside of the block. Drop your back heel. Use the block to help you set your base. And then up we come, warrior one. Make any adjustments you need to. Anchor down. Good, everybody. Arms open, palms slide backward. So your sternum is like someone's pulling you forward with a big golden cord, just pulling your heart forward, and your thumbs reach back. Come on down, grab opposite wrists, forearms or elbows, whatever you can get a hold of. And you're giving yourself an assist here. So the forearms press the glutes down, the sternum and chin lift up. Imagine just creating more space between your ribs and your hips. Press down and lift up. Length in your hip flexor, length in your belly, space in your chest. And then release. Shifting forward, let your right hand come to the block, move it off the side of your mat, and then just lift your back foot. You can stay right here or start to twist open into your half moon. That's a big IT band celebration right there. Woo. No limits. Move through. As we release the hand, let's step the foot back. Place the block for your last opportunity for a vinyasa. Last time I'll ask this, and you can take more if you like. Give yourself permission to try something that's out of your comfort zone and breathe. So loosen up that neck, press into your hands, hip bones high. And then feet come to the edge of that block. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Give yourself a hug. So grab again, wrists, forearms or elbows, wrap behind your legs, chin to chest. Just upside down here for a few breaths. Knees are as bent as they need to be, so there's no strain in your low back. And then release your hands, bend your knees deeply, grab that block. You know what's coming. One more round of chair. So we can stay right here. Squeeze that block fiercely. Make your block thinner with your legs. Option to come up into balance. Hands can stay here, reach out or up. And take 3 full slow breaths here. Ujjayi breaths. Breaths of awareness, presence, dedication, effort. And then hands to heart. Let's fold forward and lose our block. Shake out your legs. We'll keep our right foot where it is. Let's step the left foot back and we're gonna drop our knee. So we gave our hip flexors a pretty good warm up. So now we're gonna really see what we've got there in those hip flexors. We will need our strap for this sequence. Let's start by moving back and forth, shifting from hamstrings to hip flexors. Just feeling that sweat glistening on your skin, a reminder of the heat that you built. So as we come back, we're gonna get this strap and loop it around our ankle. So I'll kind of show you where we're going, just so you know what to do. I'm gonna loop it around the front of my ankle so that we can do this kind of thing, okay? So just get that looped around your ankle and prepared as you move forward and back. And then grab a hold of your strap, come upright, and you're gonna have 2 hands on that strap so that as you lean forward and bend your knee, you kind of wiggle your way around that strap, you've got this kind of thing happening. So my hands are gonna come to my low back and I'm just holding that foot up. You might need a little extra padding under the top of that left knee. Feel free to grab that. We're here for a few breaths. So just pulling the strap toward you, hands on your waist or your low back. Lift your chest, lift your chin, breathe. This is a powerful quadricep stretch. Not easy, not fun, just powerful. Lean back, breathe deep. Take the time. As we release that stretch, hold the band in your right hand. So kind of cinch up a little closer to the ankle. Drop to your left hand and open up into a twist with that same quadricep stretch. And if your hand reaches your ankle, go ahead and do that instead of your strap. That's fine. Just giving ourselves a little assistance here. Breathe deep, feel what you feel. Open through the front of your body. Give it time. As we release, you can just drop that strap wherever it is. Don't worry about unraveling it. Just leave it where it is. Come back to kneeling, fingertips down, and then lift your knee off the ground so your toes, your toenails are pressing down. Stretching shins. Those of you that are runners, there's your shin splint work for the day. Either stay here or come up to your knee. And again, that's asking a lot of an ankle. You might even want to lift your arms, full crescent lunge. And release when you're ready. Tuck those back toes, lift the knee, and then just step your left foot up to meet your right. And shake things out. Press to a half lift. Slide your hands to your hip crease. Let's stand up together and pause here for a moment. Just notice. You might feel like you're standing crooked. We were just had our right foot forward. So lift that left knee up in front of you. Arms overhead. Just come into this standing staff pose. Working on balance. And then just slowly open out into a twist. Right arm forward, left arm back. Deep breaths. And return straight up, drop the foot. Hands to heart. Forward fold. Give yourself a moment to exhale here. We will keep our left foot where it is. Step the right foot back and come down into your kneeling lunge. Start that forward and back movement. And this time, close your eyes. Re-enter that internal world. So start to really let your mind wander inward to what you're feeling and experiencing right now. Notice the difference between seeing the external and the beauty of letting your mind wander internally. When you're ready, we'll get that strap around our back ankle. Now that you know where you're going, easier said than done. And then we'll just come forward with a very gentle pull. Find that place where your hands can rest on your hips, your low back, or your waist. And just be here, maybe eyes closed, breathing. So it's interesting that yoga is asking us to stretch our hip flexors, but really the reason for that is we want to cultivate a quiet mind. in the stretching of our hip flexors. We're just improving the quality of our mind with these shapes, these poses. Shifting that band into your left hand and dropping the right hand either down onto a block or the floor. And then we'll just pull in, creating a little bit of a twist, a little deepening in that hip flexor. So we're just working on whatever this body is doing, the mind is observing. The mind is a quiet place, whether we're walking or washing dishes, driving a car, doing yoga. The mind is paying attention to what's here and now. So on our mats, we get to practice intensity and discomfort as well as comfort. And just challenge the mind to be here for all of it. Release and press the top of your foot into the earth. And then again, just I invite you to lift your knee and press the top of your foot down. And for some of us, if this is a new exercise for you, stay right here. If your body is allowing, a little more press up to your knee and maybe lift up. Moderation, we don't want to go to those hard edges, but yeah, a little bit of challenge. And then as we lower the fingertips, drop the knee, tuck the toes, let's move the band and we'll lift right straight up into that balance pose. So coming forward onto the left foot, the right knee comes through and up. And then let's take that twist, left fingers forward, right fingers back. Breathing, feeling, and falling. Come back to mountain, hands to heart. Close your eyes, check in one more time. We're through with the standing section. We're moving to the floor. Notice. Left and right, front and back, upper body, lower body, external, internal. Is there harmony here? Is there balance? Take a deep breath, arms reach high, stretch to the sky, pull back a little, and then swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, and exhale, downward facing dog. Shifting forward into plank pose. We're going to take our right foot through. So we're coming to the outside edge of that right foot, crossing underneath our left, and then just roll to the inside of the left, open your body up into this wide side plank. Feeling breath there. If you'd like a little more fun and challenge today, take a hold of your right toes and pull that leg out in front or up close to your top hand. Just a little look mom kind of thing. And then we're just going to set our hips down right where they are and move into that mermaid shape. Woo, I'm sweaty. So the left knee is in front of us. No, that's not true, right? Right knee is in front of us. I'm not mirroring you. So rotate to your right. Take the left hand to the right knee and twist. Just twist in this mermaid shape. Twists are going to help us wring out what we ate yesterday. Good for digestion. Keep the right knee where it is. Place your hands to the mat. Shoot your left leg behind you. So you're almost in pigeon, but you're on the side of your hip. Then drop your left elbow to the earth. left elbow. So you should be feeling something in your left waist, your left low back. Maybe the right elbow as well. You can decide which feels best. If you're getting a yes, a green light here, the left arm can start to walk forward even more, way up to the top of your mat or beyond. Just feel the side body stretch. Breathe. Walking the hands back to center, back to mermaid pose. Reach your arms up and over. You're reaching toward your left leg. And release. Nice job, everybody. Come back to tabletop. We have two sides. Everybody's happy about that, right? Your left leg comes through onto the outside edge of your left foot. Pivot your right foot and open into this wide Vashisthasana side plank. Maybe play with grabbing that big toe. Maybe not. And then we'll help ourselves down to the floor in Mermaid. I'm gonna switch back around. Left knee is in front, right foot is behind. So here in this mermaid position, we'll twist. So the right arm to left knee, keep your spine tall and look over your back shoulder. If what we did on the other side didn't work for you, you can stay right here. This is a nice place to just hang out. If you're going a little further, place your hands on your mat and extend your right leg behind you. Another good stopping point. That's a nice gentle hip flexor stretch. Still have a green light. Drop your right elbow. If you've been experiencing some low back pain, like Gail, I think you might be happier up here than down here. Feel it out. Maybe both elbows. And if everything is working in your favor right now, try right finger sliding forward more. Take deep, slow breaths. Gently walk yourself back up. Find that mermaid shape again and lift your left arm up and over. And release. Both legs straight out in front of you. Give your legs a little shake on the floor. Let's use our strap one more time around the bottoms of our feet. And if you can easily reach your feet, you don't need it. But I really love it because it invites us to pull the chest forward and keep the spine long. So once you get to that long spine, walk your sitting bones back a bit. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And either stay here or then fold forward. Close your eyes and go again to the internal. What you're noticing under the skin, the inner workings of your mind and your body. Invite yourself into this state of meditation, and that just really means the place where mind and body are one. There's no other distraction. You are right here. Slowly release your forward fold. Have your block next to you as you lower down onto your back. And we'll bring this block underneath our hips. Let that support your sacrum, your low back. Just come into this supported bridge. Again, invitation to modify and change. You can stay here. If it feels good to you, you're getting green lights, go ahead and extend your legs and just be in this elevated hip version of Shavasana. I'm going to take a couple minutes for relaxation today, so you're welcome to keep the block under you in any of its variations or let it go. Slow your breathing. Let your mind observe breath happening. As you're resting, I'd like to share with you some words by an author named Jeff Foster, who says, "Stop trying to heal yourself, fix yourself, even awaken yourself. Let go of letting go. Stop trying to fast forward the movie of your life, chasing futures that never seem to arrive. Instead, bow deeply to yourself as you actually are. Your pain, your sorrow, your doubts, your deepest longings, your fearful thoughts are not mistakes, and they aren't asking to be healed. They are asking to be held. Here now, lightly in the loving arms of your present awareness." They're not asking to be healed. They are asking to be held. Take one more look around the internal landscape of your body, your mind, your breath. See if at any point in this practice you've come a little closer to that bliss body through present awareness. Start to move your body gently and make a slow transition to a seat. When you arrive here, bring your hands together in this gesture of gratitude. We always end with thumbs at heart center, but for today's practice, I invite you to bring your thumbs to your brow, your third eye. Take a moment to just visualize this beautiful, lush garden, the garden of your mind. Take time today to observe and be aware of what you're feeding your garden, how you nurture your garden, and where weeds can be pulled to allow more growth, more beauty. And then hands to heart center, gratitude Thank yourself for taking time to tend the garden of your mind today. Have a lovely day, everyone. Namaste.